Hello, we are at the Birchwood Hotel at the TOC's 15th triennial session. And joining me is the newly re-elected CFO of the TOC, Me Ziqu. Me, thank you so much for your time. Let's just start with the announcement that's been made that you've been re-elected to the position of CFO. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling?
Thank you so much, Akhumutso, for this opportunity. Look, I'm very much humbled. For me to serve the Lord, it is a very humbling opportunity, which one should not take for granted that you are given an opportunity to work in His church. Otherwise, He would be doing the work Himself. So for me, I don't even deserve to be here, but He decided that it's not like me can work in His church and His vineyard. So I would forever treasure this. It is very much of a privilege, and I'm humbled by it.
Yeah.
And glory and honor goes to Him.
Yes. I've been listening to the delegates engaging your report from the last triennial, and many of them are very happy with the fact that you've been able to move the conference from regular disclaimers, multiple disclaimers, to a qualified audit report. Just talk us through that process and how we got to this point of getting a qualified report, which is not necessarily the best, but it's better.
Okay, thank you so much. Fortunately, I was part of the team back in 2016 to 2018, and that gave me a picture of what is happening. I was one of the qualified accountants which were employed then, and I understood the dynamics and the challenges that were there. So when we started in the office, the first point of starting was to say, are we capacitated enough? Do we have people who are professionals who understand what is the debit and credit, and be able to justify why are they allocating it in this line item of a financial income statement or even a balance sheet. So what then we did was say we are not capacity. We only had one qualified accountant, and the other one was just an experienced accountant and not qualified. So it was important for us and critical to capacitate the department so that we have qualified people, so that when we talk to them, we talk the language that they will understand. Secondly, it was now training, because the fund accounting that we are using in the church is the fund accounting system. It's not like any other system from other corporate companies. It's just for the church, designed for the church only. So it was training, and the union and the division, they came in and assisted us with that, and some few members who knows the system, because none of us understood it properly. Even at the time when I was here, it had improved. There was a new version to that. So it was merely the capacitation, the training, and training. And then we some also consistent monitoring, because you also have to report from time to time. Remember, when you work in the finance department, you have got timelines and then you must report, and it must also enable the organization to make decisions. So it was important that we also capture and make sure that we are able to catch up with the work that is we need to catch up with, and have our reports ready and be able to reflect on how we are doing and all that, so that with time we also take necessary steps to make sure that we mitigate where there are problems and there are challenges. So it is basically that, and the implementation of other digital systems, or digitizing the department also, it has helped a great deal, because we also do have areas of concern since back then that are relating to the disclaimer. The disclaimer also has reasons why, and we also had to look at the whole list of what is the reason, and then deal with it with them line by line. So it's an analysis also of what the department needed and required.
In your view, what's it going to take to turn the finances of the TOC around completely for us to be, quote unquote, profit making? Because currently we are operating at a loss.
Yes.
What's it going to take to turn the matters around?
Okay, financial management prudence says you must look at the entire picture. For instance, if we're having deficit, then it means we are overspending. We are utilizing our funds, not what we are receiving, right? So it's the first need to start there. But as a conference, we also have been cutting a lot. So right now it's a matter of proper planning. And when we've done proper planning and be able to say, whatever that we are doing, we must definitely make sure that we don't go over budget, one. Number two, even if we don't go over budget, but our costs are minimal, i.e. the events are contributing to the decline in income, both tithes and offering. So what you can then do is to say, maybe in the first year of the 3 years, let's not have events at all, so that we at least recover and be sustainable in terms of the finance. Then plan maybe towards the end of the second year, right through to the session year, so that we are sure that we have allowed enough time to recover and recuperate in terms of revenue, but also to be visible in churches and continue to train them. Always talk to them and be transparent with what is happening. Because what is important also that found it even encouraging, even with myself personally, is to know what is happening with the funds of the church. My first role in the church was a treasurer. I didn't know anything. I was from school raw. Then I started working in the church, and I learned that people, if they don't know what is happening, they seem to have perceptions that things are wrong even when they are not wrong. So if you make people comfortable from church level to say this is how the funds are happening, our treasurers are reporting at a time when they're supposed to report according to governance, according to church manual and policies, then people will be encouraged. Then, so compliance to governance, compliance to policies also will help greatly, because it assists with that. Then drastically financial management change or a turn in saying what is that we are still going with now, what are we cutting. There are our properties around the conference, which are mission houses, we keep their liability to us, we keep paying for municipalities, renovating them, but they still lie fallow at times. They're not used by anyone. Even those that are being rented, they are very minimal, that they can't even finance the renovation of cost of these others as well. So, and also the initiative that we have taken to register the companies for diversifying our income streams, it is also something that we still need to pursue, and I strongly believe that is going to work. And as I'm also from the business point of view, I believe that there's a lot that the conference can gain. We also have low hanging fruits. We already have farms. We already have the on our report we have got the farms development report that is speaking to that as well. So I believe a combination of many other things, and also working in collaboration with the church members right up until the higher bodies, it also is, because it's a collective effort. We can't achieve it as just a conference alone. We must involve our members, the conference as well, then the SAU, however they're able to assist, then we're able to get where we need to get.
What do you have to say to church members who have been complaining about how the conference is just not supporting the local churches? People saying they come to the conference for assistance if they want to build, for projects, but they feel that the conference is just not coming to the party.
That is true. In fact, we have dealt with a lot of cases like that, where churches, they would we decide to withhold trust funds because they are saying they want the attention of the conference. And when you go and sit with them, you will hear that their disgruntlement is around the matters or issues of having sent through so many requests to the office, even with the previous leadership, and they have not been getting response. And the reason for that, I got to learn that it is because there is no funds available for that. Remember what we fund the buildings or infrastructure with is offerings, and our offerings are very minimal, very low. If you can notice, in the 2021 year, which is not our year, then 2022, 2023, we are making around average of 1.2, 1.3 million. And how many churches? We've got more than 400 churches. So it's not possible to be able to spread that amount of money throughout all those churches, because the offerings must also fund other things within the organization, within the conference. We can only fund salaries with tithe and then evangelism, nothing else. So it definitely needs to come from there. So I think what is important is for us to engage with them. We have always communicated with them to say, please send through requests. Then we take the requests, take them, engage with at AdCom level to ensure that we can see what we can do. And then we always have come up with, due to the limited budget, we've come up with a way and categories of how we are going to be funding, i.e., would have maybe 500,000, and we say we've got more than 400 churches. Then let's see how many requests we have. Then we start communicating to say, send through your request, or we look at the previous year's request. If we have 36 churches, then we say, let's analyze what do they need. Are they starting from scratch? Do they have walls? Do they need roof? Do they need tiling so that they dedicate and all that? Then we categorize according to that. Then we fund according to that. So it is not really true that we are not coming through. We are coming through. It's just that it's too minimal, and we are constrained financially to be able to reach out to everyone. The second thing is that the SATCOM in the SAU makes sure that those churches that qualify for bond applications, they must do it through the office. And there's a requirement, they must put down 50% of that. Then the union gets the other 50%. And it's a process that, unfortunately, we also as a conference, we are unable to assist with everyone. We meet them halfway with little, and if they can't give their 100% of their 50%, we can't get it anywhere else. So it is really financial concerns that are causing that. But we do engage with them. We do come to their level to say, what is it that we can do better to see to it that we assist each other. Unfortunately, time is not on our side, because there will be properties that are being sold. By the time there's a response, or by the time we engage, they've already lost. That's what causes them to be unhappy and to feel they're not given attention. So
What are you
so
going to-
what do I say to them? Please bear with us. Let's continue to talk like we have been doing. Let's engage and see what we can do more together.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you going to be prioritizing? I don't want to put you on the spot because you've
Mhm.
just been re-elected,
Yeah.
and you had no way of knowing that you would
Yes.
be re-elected. But what are you going to be prioritizing going forward, especially now that you know the challenges of the conference financially?
Right, it's maintaining the audit outcome to make sure that we don't drop the ball. We actually want to get to unqualified audit opinion. Number two is to deal with the issue of improving on our working capital and liquidity ratios, because that is important. It speaks to the life of the organization. If we don't resolve that, then we're good as closing doors. But this is God's church. We trust and hope that He's going to provide as He has been providing over the years. And then the rest of the other things, then it's things that we've already have covered, which we're going to continue to maintain, which is the systems, strengthening them, training the team, and all that. So those are the key priorities that we're going to be doing. Then lastly, which is also maybe the other priority, is to ensure that we look into this diversification of income, so that it assists at least with the burden of dealing with infrastructures as well.
Naviki, Ziqu, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you.